Good evening. Once again, today is Sunday, the 31st of March. In other words, the month of March comes to an end this very night. And tomorrow begins the month of April. So we are making this broadcast to say goodbye to the month of March 2019. We are broadcasting to you right now, live, direct from the studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority from the city of Munich, Germany. I am Ikenna Obibiegono, your moderator this evening. I am saying to those of you right now in Biafra land, good evening and a very happy good evening. To our people around the globe, those in the States of America, we say good afternoon. To those in Asia, we say good morning. Those in Western and Central Europe, we say good evening. And to those in homeland Biafra, we equally say good evening. Tonight, we are gathered to discuss, as usual, a lot of important issues which concern you and me, which concern the entirety of the Biafran people. So we are here this evening to discuss such issues. We're here to discuss such issues and to seek your views, your opinions on each and every one of them. First and foremost, we are going to discuss on the challenges facing us as we march towards our homeland, Biafra. Everybody knows, and it is certain, that in this our onward movement towards homeland Biafra, we are facing a lot of challenges, both internally and externally. We are going to appraise some of these challenges, know what they are, and how best to bring solution to each and every one of them, so as to make our journey to homeland Biafra a smooth ride. After we would have exhausted discussing some of these issues facing us as challenges, we are going to make a critical appraisal of the unity some people have been advocating. Do not forget that the essence of unity can never be underestimated or overruled insofar as our homeland Biafra is concerned.
My friend.
So we are asking everybody to be with us this evening. We discuss some of these challenges. We seek your views. Why is it that we want unity in this our struggle? But the more we try to bring unity across, the more some people try to sabotage it. What exactly do they want? Do they exactly want Biafra to be made manifest? Or are they just using Biafra to enhance their inordinate ambitions, and by so doing, enriching the individual selves? We are going to give a critical appraisal of all these things. And then, side by side, everybody knows, and it is certain, and it is quite incontestable, that there exists a Biafra seat of power right now at Owerri, where situates the Ojukwu Memorial Library. From there, every segment of the Biafra society takes instructions. I don't need to remind you that already a skeletal administration in the Biafran Republic has already started. And we ask our people to come with us, to be with us, to rally around us as we begin this administration gradually. So now that we have all these things and we take all these instructions from the seat of power Owerri, where we have His Excellency Chief Dr. Afowasike humbly giving instructions as an unassuming leader. Why are some people still afraid of that? Those who cannot accept this simple fact that we have a seat of power already, show us the alternative. And if this year alternative is better, we accept, provided is not an alternative that exists outside the shores of Biafra land, because we shall find such a thing unacceptable. Remember, Biafra is our home The people we are leading reside in Biafra land. They work in Biafra land. They have their destinies there in Biafra land. And anything we are going to do must be situated already in Biafra land. And nothing more than that. Anybody going on Facebook claiming what he or she is not and can never attend to, come afterwards what would, we merely laugh. What we see these days is a group of people on internet, on social media, always writing a lot of trash, talking and talking. Israel has done this, Russia has done this, they are giving our claims and what have you. Some of these people make this our struggle to look like a child's play. We shall come to that when we delve into the discourse proper. And finally, we are going to redress once again the prospects of our relocation from Lagos to Biafra land. From Lagos to Biafra land, like we have always informed our people, this issue of relocation does not mean we are going to carry our property, our houses and what have you down to Biafra land. No. They remain there for us and nobody, I tell you, will tamper with them. All we are going to discuss this evening, as we have always done, is to tell our people that any further business development has to be taken down to homeland Biafra. To any state in Biafra land. Do not forget that we have 10 states, 10 vibrant states making up the Biafran Republic. Anywhere you choose to relocate your businesses is quite welcome. All these and more are what we are going to discuss this evening. Let me welcome right now members of the crew, those online. Let me see, Tony Moneke, are you online with us?
Yeah, I'm online, I'm here.
Okay, thank you very much, and you are happily welcome to this evening's program. Tony, welcome once again.
Thank you very much, moderator.
Yeah, I don't know if Uchenna Okeke is with us online. Uchenna Okeke. Yeah, to those who are not online with us, bear with us. Of course, I said earlier on that because of the disturbing distractions which emanate from certain quarters during hours of our broadcast, we wouldn't be taking calls again on Facebook Messenger. And we directed every crew member to log on to our Skype Voice of Biafra International, where we are going to control easily any form of noise making or distractions from any quarters. So, for the fact that this noise comes from certain quarters, inexplicable, we wouldn't take such calls from Messenger today. We gave our crew members a week grace to move down to Voice of Biafra International Skype, and then you join us and discuss freely so that any form of noise from any quarter shall be disconnected, and we stand by that. Because whatever it will take you to discuss with us on Facebook Messenger can as well be discussed on Skype, and Skype even makes it better. Thank you very much. Now let me go to the screen and welcome those who have joined us earlier. You know, we have regular guests, and all these our guests contribute immensely daily on our broadcast, and their own suggestions are quite welcome because they are so much loaded with wisdom. On the strength of that, let me first and foremost welcome our first caller today, Chinedu Ezewaka. We welcome you. We also welcome Michael, okay? Michael, okay, we welcome you, of course, and we say welcome once again. Uche Eze, we equally welcome you. Ikechukwu Amo, of course, we give you a warm welcome. Ben Bros, we give you a welcome. Chu Mahama, we give you a welcome. Ugoke Emmanuel Ibekwe, we welcome you. Thank you, Michael. Okay, you are saying God bless bim-massob family worldwide and every freedom lover. We say thank you for that indeed. Of course, you are equally saying, oh, God bless me as well. I am happy and God will bless you immensely. You remain ever blessed. You shall progress. You shall live to see Biafra. John Monday, you are equally there. Ejidon Ugoke, we welcome you equally. Otega Chinedu, OBC, we welcome you. Chukwemeka Joseph Abazie, our regular guest, and of course, a very powerful member of the bim-massob family, we welcome you. Sonny Spring, we welcome you. Nadi Ben Ebuchukwu, we welcome you. Ezoku Nelu Ndiojo, we equally welcome you. Nonso Weke, we welcome you. Say, God bless Biafrans. Indeed, God will bless Biafrans. Otega Chinedu OBC saying, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra indeed. Then Ezio Kunelu Ndiojo is saying that Kano and Co have refused to accept unity because they are freedom fraudsters. It is incontestable. I agree with you. Chukwemeka Joseph is saying, good evening, my dear people of Biafra. We say thank you and good evening to you equally. Biafra monopoly is there equally. Otega, of course, some of these people we know, they come and we understand their stupidity, you know. There are times we understand their predicament. Everybody cannot be good. That is true. Emeka Abo, we welcome you equally. Let me see. Of course, we are not here for propaganda. We are here to tell our people the gospel truth. Somebody like this well domesticated idiot called Otega Chinedu OBC, a well domesticated, a well groomed idiot. You don't have to come here to insult our leader, because if your leader is misguided and has gone into perpetual exile, never to return again, you cannot drag our leader along your own hazardous realm. So, this is the man called Otega. Everybody should be responsible. Don't come here and exhibit your behavioral antithesis. Some of you who are not well groomed parentally, you don't come to a public domain and you begin to display your inherent madness. That is it. Anthony Alukwe, of course, we equally welcome you. Simon Joseph, we welcome you. Dano Ilona, we welcome you. Thank you for saying you love your people. Your people equally love you. So, Ezioku Nelu Ndiojo say we love transparency like this from bim-massob. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Of course, ladies equally. Like I have said earlier, we are here to update our people. We seek your views on issues concerning Biafra. Let us go to the business of the day first and foremost. On our march towards homeland Biafra, on this our march forward movement towards homeland Biafra, we are facing a lot of challenges, we must admit. It is not Uhuru for everybody. We have a lot of thorns on our path, a lot of challenges. And most of these challenges are man-made. They are coming from within. When we talk of the enemy within, some of these challenges are coming from within, some are coming from outside. We are here to review some of those challenges so that we shall take necessary corrections, bring some solutions to make sure that we make the rest of our journey to homeland Biafra a smooth ride. That is absolute. Do not forget that indications abound, and they are quite clear that we are almost in Biafra land. So some of those critical disturbances or hindrances that tend to hold us back, we are going to bring them out this evening and make sure that we face reality. Thank you so much once again. Tony Moneke, you are joining me from Germany here. Tony, you're still there with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Anthony Alukwe, for giving us a very good evening as well. Remain blessed. God be with you. Bless your family. Bless your children. Or if you are not married yet, you marry a very good wife. That is true. Tony, do you agree with me? Yes. So, Tony Moneke. Hello, Tony.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. You know, on our march to homeland Biafra, we have a lot of challenges. Some of these challenges are man-made. That is true. Some equally are coming from outside. Tony, a lot of Biafrans are right now listening to us. Is it possible, can you do justice to this and give our people some of the challenges inherent in our struggle, whether individually or collectively made? These are the factors that we are here this evening to discuss. Tony Moneke.
Thank you very much, moderator. You have really outlined the problems too that we are having. But one thing I want to let you know, and the Biafrans, that
is it possible, can you do justice to this and give our people some of the challenges inherent in our struggle? Okay, Tony, go on.
Yeah, so like I was saying, there is no struggle that comes very easy. There must be challenges. And then if you think that we can just get it on a platter of gold, then we must be deceiving ourselves. But one thing very important is that some of those challenges, we must outline them. Look inward to see where we can take them out. But if it is challenges will continue to come. The ones outside, like you said, not everybody will want us to have this independence. Of course, not every country in the world will want us to have this independence. There might be some challenges. There might be some countries that will not want us to separate from Nigeria. Those things we must also understand. Then in our Biafran land, that is internally, you can see the problems we are having already. There are so many groups, in as much as these groups, some other people are still splitting. Some believe that when we are in Nigeria, it will be better. Some believe that when we have our Biafra, it will be better. But the most important thing in bottom line is not how far, but at the end, what we are looking for is how well. We will continue to sensitize those who do not understand that getting Biafra is the only option. For them to understand that we must have our Biafra, that is the only time we will have our independence. And that is the only time we must make sure that whatever we want, we will get it. But if we are in Nigeria today, as we are in Nigeria today, you can see that we have a lot of problems coming to Biafra. And for that reason, if we get our independence, that will be our salvation. But whether we are going to be having problems, of course, challenges will be coming. Even when we are not struggling to get our independence, people still have challenges. How much more? This is a very huge project. And then in such huge project, there is no way you can ever get it smoothly. But one thing I assure you people is that if we keep ourselves together and with that steadfast, one day we are going to conquer it. That is my own take on that.
Thank you so much, Tony. You know, yesterday, while he was addressing the bim-massob family members, of course, Biafrans in general, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike said that it is not enough to think of Biafra through talk, you know, every day, every time, shouting, talking on radio. It's not by very many ways that we can get Biafra, but rather through action. Actions mean visible structures. What plans do you have for our people? Some time ago, members of the, let me say, Soldiers of Justice, SOJ, they came on air and said, look, that every group, every freedom fighter should give to fellow Biafrans their roadmap. And that is true. Every freedom fighter, every group should present their own roadmap to Biafrans. That was coming from SOJ, Soldiers of Justice. Not that anybody is responsible to them, but yet, as Biafrans, what they demanded was quite right. The reason is this. We are tired of talking. Let us be honest to ourselves. It's not enough shouting every day, every week. Talking and talking without coming down to Biafra land to establish some visible structures that will guarantee us our independence. If we talk 1,000 times a day, talk from Jerusalem to London, from London to Germany, Germany to Biafra land, it is all a talk show. But what is important is the roadmap. What and what do we have as steps, which we are going to put in place, so that when the international community comes, when the Nigerian government even comes, they will say, yes, these people indeed are really ready for their own independence. When the ECOWAS comes, when African Union comes, each and every one of them would now say, yes, we are ready for our own independence. But when we don't have any structures on ground, except talking from Germany or talking from Jerusalem or from London, this don't matter. The average Biafran back home in Biafra land is not interested in talk show. What the average Biafran is interested in is this. What are those things you have to put in place for us to believe that you are serious about Biafra? Things we can see, things we can touch. These are the things our people are waiting for. But if day by day we talk and talk and talk, it doesn't help us at all. What are we saying? First, let us go to the local level. If you belong to any particular local government in Biafra land right now, before you were given the local government, government would have come to inspect some infrastructures on ground. Schools, hospitals, as the case may be, perhaps cottage industries, big markets, what have you. Some of these things that will guarantee a people a kind of autonomy. The same thing is applicable in Biafra land. Now, after how many years we are talking about Biafra, some groups or some group is or could be ready for Biafra, while others are there to make money. Some of them are just there, following politicians up and down, collecting money, putting it in their pockets, and yet come outside to shout Biafra, Biafra. I am certain, I'm aware of all this. Since last January, I was in Biafra land all through. I had a series of meetings, I met a lot of people. Many were only following politicians to get money from them and put in their pockets. But they use Biafra as a mere camouflage. My people, we must be telling ourselves the truth. I'm not against politics. I'm only against our crooked politicians who are not honest to us. Why am I saying this? There are certain things our politicians can do for us at the national level, but they are not doing those things. Things like making sure that we have international airports everywhere in Biafra land. For example, in Enugu, Port Harcourt, Calabar, Owerri. Let us take this four functional international airports. So that be it Lufthansa, Air France, KLM, British Airways, or what have you, we fly direct to Biafra land. Instead of stopping at Lagos or Abuja, then we have to take taxi or buses or whatever, traversing distances away. And then sometimes everything will end up on road accidents. God forbid. We also want a situation where these politicians would also go to Abuja and compel the Nigerian government that our seaports in Calabar, Port Harcourt, One, Warri, Onitsha, Uguta can never remain under lock and key while everybody is suffering the traffic jam at Tinkan Island ports and the Apapa Wharf, all in Lagos. Now, these are the essence of getting involved in politics to make sure we pressurize the government of the day to give us access to all these facilities, to all these infrastructures. So that when they are there, our businesses from different parts of the Federation will begin a gradual relocation down to Biafra land. But when all these structures are not on ground, what are we going to do? So right now, we are gathering some people to sit together and devise some policies that will necessitate, that will help our people to easily relocate their businesses back to Biafra land. This is on the side of that where we shall come back to it. But now we are discussing some of these hindrances. Now, Tony mentioned when he was talking, people are sabotaging our Biafra struggle. That is true. Tony mentioned to all of you listeners, too many groups. There are too many groups in Biafra land today. Go to Palestine, only two, the Hamas and the Fatah. Some other countries or nations in the making, you have only two groups. But in Biafra land, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and many are still springing up. Somebody will just discuss with the members of his own family. They answer enemy because a Biafran group. Hey, come on, my people, what is wrong with us? Okay, we are not so much keen or so much against having too many groups. It's healthy. Some of them could be healthy, let me say. But then, what is important is when there should be a unity of purpose. There should be a unity of purpose where these groups will come together, a kind of clearing table. We take some decisions which will be binding on each and every one of them. But the hindrance is this: whenever we summon a meeting, a unity meeting comprising of every Biafran group, a particular group, I have to mention the IPOB Limited will always kick against it, just because the leadership is afraid of losing their daily bread. I make no mistake about it. You are free to hold sway where you are, but when we call for a meeting of all the groups, you come. Right now, some people in Spain, like Omiomio, that's Asiebu, others in London, Asiebu is in Spain, of course, others in London, some are in Asia, many in Biafra land, some in the States of America. We are trying to hold a meeting somewhere very soon in the next 2 months, somewhere, let me say, here in Europe. Now, we have extended the invitation to all these groups for us to have a common purpose where we are going to take instruction from the seat of power. Already. Some people are kicking against it just because they keep on collecting stipends from their members and they put in their pockets day by day shouting about Biafra. These things are not healthy for our people. They are not healthy for Biafra development at all. And we are telling our people something must be done. When we call for the next unity meeting that will take place somewhere in Europe in the next 2 months, any group that refuses to attend that meeting, rather, shall be singled out for exorcism. That's what we are going to do. We are tired of dancing different tones, discordant tones, a kind of cacophonic music. This don't help us at all. People should be reasonable. After how many years? People are still dragging about what? Because you want to claim Biafra. Oh, and there will be no election. There will be election. There will be no referendum. There will be no referendum. At the end of it all, once politicians hand over money to you, you change the tone of the music. My people, this is not freedom fighting. That is true. Now, going about that, let me inform you once again. The members of the bim-massob family, under his leadership, Chief Dr. Wazike, those who are endowed to visit Biafra land, is right now constructing a lot of administrative blocks around Biafra land, every zone in Biafra land. Few days ago, I posted some of these admin blocks being built every part of Biafra land. Do not forget that every state in Biafra land has 3 zones. Every state in Biafra land out of the 10 states has 3 zones. And then if we multiply 3 by 10, we are having how many? 30 zones in Biafra land. 30 zones. Zones. Now, for a particular group to be constructing administrative blocks in 30 zones of the Federation of Biafra, even though some were still to lay the foundation, but we have started, that of Anambra, Olom, Owerri, Port Harcourt, Akwa Ibom. These are different areas. They are there functioning. So we are asking our people to come. We invite you to come and join us. Be part of this move. Be part of this particular administration. Be part of what is ongoing in Biafra land. Stop sabotaging our effort. Israel cannot give us Biafra. Russia cannot give us Biafra. Britain cannot give us Biafra. It is the Biafrans that will give us Biafra. And only the efforts of the Biafrans will guarantee us Biafra. And where do we make the efforts? Not in America, not in Israel, not in Germany here, not in London, but in Biafra land. That is why we play and pay more emphasis to our people who are there. Let me welcome more of our people who just joined us. Amy Nabata, we welcome you. Dano Ilona, thank you. I've welcomed you before. Thank you, Ezioku Nelo Ndiojo. Of course, if you see this name, Ezioku Nelu Ndiojo Obi, that's the meaning of this name. Ezioku Nelu Ndiojo. Ikute Ezioku Obi Elupu Ndi Ihe Ojo. This is what we are saying. Ikutoku unity, Obi Ekupuga Ndi Ihe Ojo. Because these people are fraudsters, scammers. They want to use Biafran people to further their ambition to get riches overnight without considering the welfare of our people. I'll come back to that. So, okay, I have missed a lot of people now because I was trying to get connected fully. Okudrichukwu Ukwes, of course, Hope Mwala, you are saying all hail Biafra. Hope Mwala said the zoo called Nigeria must fall, which is true. The zoo must fall. We agree with you. This Agungwa, you are saying there's a reason we are talking here that we cannot be talking always. If you remember, it's not always we come on air. It is once in a while when there are issues to discuss. We come here and talk with our people. Remember, today's broadcast is just a kind of monologue. It doesn't involve too many dialogues. Yeah, thank you. Dr. Jika is online. Now, let me also welcome those of you who are asking how long bim-massob has been on ground. If you go to Biafra land today, you will see what is on ground. You see a lot of things on ground. Absolutely, you see a lot of things on ground. So we don't need to make much noise about it. If you are in doubt, go back to Biafra land, visit all the zones, or always visit our pages. You will see actions being taken by the bim-massob family. Chinedu Chimezie, you are welcome, of course. Hilary Abo, I welcome you. Let me see a good number of our people. Anion, Catron, Michael, Angelo, we welcome you. Those of you who are writing a lot. Those who are saying they cannot dance along with us, we are just extending invitation for the sake of it all. Remember, many are called, but few are chosen. You might come there. We ask you to go back because we know that there is nothing much some of you can do. So far as we know, it's just like in the family, it's time to eat. Everybody will come back. When it is time to cook it, not everybody will participate. So that's the question. When we talk of unity, we know there are those who are only noisemakers who exist as fan clubs. Some of these groups are existing as fan clubs. It's only when it's time to make much far from the road or make noise, we bring them into play. But when it comes to the issue of planning for this our Biafra, we sidetrack them. Everybody knows that. Just let me welcome the director, the whole of please. Stephen Uzuku, we welcome you. You say you're good. the Biafran people are back now. So a lot of people, of course, very many people are online with us right now. So we go to now. Very many of you, I won't be able to mention all of you because the list is so long. The list is long. So we welcome all of you from wherever you are right now monitoring our program. We say to all of you, welcome to this program. Those of you who agree with us, you are welcome. Those who do not agree with us, move on shortly around the globe, going to some buildings in Israel. We append them and say, oh, this is our headquarters. If you belong to Biafra and their own head office is not in Biafra land, you are wasting your time. Let me repeat. If you are talking about Biafra, your own office, your own headquarters is not in Biafra land, you are a scammer. Period. You have to exist where the people are. It's just like you want to cite industries. You have to cite industry close to where you can get raw materials and where the labor will be easily provided. So you don't just say, oh, you're talking about Biafra, but you don't enter Biafra land. You siphon people's money, you exist in exile from there talking trash, and then you send out your foot soldiers to come and cause distractions. Let me welcome Dr. Peter Ejika from the States of America. Dr. Ejika, you're welcome to the program. Hello, Dr. Ejika. I don't know if he's hearing me. Dr. Ejika, are you with me? Okay, why I give a welcome. Tony Moneke, you were discussing something. Tony Moneke, over to you.
Thank you very much, moderator. You made some important statements there, which I just want to chip in a little bit. Like what what you said. I know very well, and so many people will agree with me that we must not expect, so many things from the other groups. The most important thing is that the major groups is doing what it's supposed to do, to put down structures on the ground, and then by putting all these structures, as time goes on, some of these groups will realize the importance of these structures and will also realize why this major group is doing what it's doing. They will be aligned. There's no cause for alarm. They will eventually come to terms with reality. But now people are just looking at it on the surface. But when it comes again in terms of having a headquarters somewhere else, you cannot go and build a factory in Germany and say it is Nigerian factory. You have to build factory in Nigeria and call it Nigerian factory. You cannot go outside and build factory and say it's Biafran factory. You have to do that factory in Biafran land to call it a Biafran factory. So anybody who is building Biafran or opening Biafran headquarters anywhere in the world without having any structure in Nigeria, in Biafran land, is just wasting his time. And then let me just remind people now, like what you made mention about Israel, America, or this or that. The only people that can assure us of this, our struggle, which we are working towards to, is the United Nations. And everybody who thinks that the Israeli flag or American flag or Hindu's flag is the one that is going to give us our independence must be playing a joke with himself. All we need to do is to struggle for that Biafra. Forget about those flags. Those flags cannot give us our independence. It is very disheartening and very shameful that every time you see some group shouting, Biafra we hail thee, you will see Biafran flag, you will see Jerusalem flag, you will see American flag. Those flags has nothing to do with our struggle. Let us make sure that we come together, fight for this, and then get what we want. But I thank God that the structure is now on the ground and the major group is putting this structure down. So at the end of the day, most of them will realize that yes, something is going on and then something must be done. But by the time you look at them now, none of them is understanding the situation until it is done on them. I also thank His Excellency Chief Wazurike for this idea and then other Biafra members who also, associated themselves in making this project possible. I thank them very well, and then we will continue to do our best to make sure that things go on fine. And then when you come about talking, yes, we will continue to talk. We know that propaganda talking cannot give us Biafra alone, but we will continue to talk, because in the terms of talking, we continue to sensitize so many people. There are many people who do not even understand what is going on, but by talking and by making announcements, by these programs, like what we are saying every time on this radio, can also help to to sensitize some of the people that don't really know what is going on, and don't really know that they are being scammed. They don't really know that they are being deceived until they are done with them. So about other people who are going after politicians, you see, let me just tell you, in every conflict, in every struggle, there are so many people who want to benefit from it. And those people will hide under the name of that struggle to enrich themselves. You can never beat them. You can never eradicate them from the society. They are always there. But all we need to do is to make sure that our own objective, our own struggle is achieved at the end of the day. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Tony Moneke, for their own wonderful analysis. Let me have the pleasure welcoming Dr. Kuba Gemba from London. Dr. Gemba, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, brothers, wherever you are.
I also have the pleasure welcoming Jude Joke from Lagos. Jude, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Equally, I have the pleasure to welcome Uchenna Okeke from Makodi. Uchenna, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, the Oracle and the fellow members.
Thank you so much, all of you. Gentlemen, we are here this evening discussing the challenges we experience in this our struggle. Of course, I don't know, Dr. Jika, you were online with us. Dr. Jika, are you with us there? Okay. Yeah, can you hear me, sir? Okay, your voice is a bit faint. I don't know the. Please, why don't you join us on Skype? It's better there. Yeah, I gave you a call, it rang, but you didn't pick. Let me add you once again, sir. Yeah, let me connect you once again on Skype. Yeah, just go on Skype. I will connect you. I'm connecting you right there now. So, gentlemen, we are discussing the challenges. Somebody pointed out that too many groups is part of the problems we are having. Some are saying too many groups cannot constitute challenges, except that these groups continue to dance differently, discordantly, without having what is called the unity of purpose. And I agree. Some people are equally saying that there are people who use the name of Biafra to enrich themselves that are not honest in this our struggle. Rather, they follow politicians up and down, collect money and put in their pockets. Some of them, when you talk of coming together to discuss the affairs of Biafra, they prefer to hold the meetings at Abuja or in some other places. These things are part of the challenges we are having. And unless we solve all these challenges, Biafra remains a pipe dream. Dr. Gemba, you are here with us. Yeah, Dr. Gemba. Dr. Jika, are you online with us right now on Skype? Okay, Dr. Jika, please.
Yes, you can. You see the issue about this our struggle and the challenges which we come up with, which we
yes, sir, you're welcome.
It's a little bit getting into it. The problem is that we know what to do. We don't have the will to do it. We don't have the means to do it. Or we don't want to do it. I don't know which one it is. We have since 1999 up to this date, we have known what has happened in our government, the mistakes that has been made, and that is still being made. And we have not taken stock to find out, to analyze these mistakes, and find a solution and move on. Instead, we are sort of going further apart and away from the main focus of our struggle. Now, I don't care what anybody says. I know that everybody has got their own individual opinion, they've got their own plans, they've got their own agenda, they've got their own answer. I don't know. Is it okay? There is so much noise.
Yes, please, it's coming from the please, it's coming from the angle. Don't let it please. There's no noise coming from the angle. Don't let it what noise is coming from the angle? Okay, go on, Dr. Demo. Yeah, Dr. Demo, go on. Please don't let the car. Check your background. There's much noise coming from there. Okay, wait, let me remove him. Let me get it. Oh, yeah, okay. Dr. Demo, go on.
Right. So, what I'm saying is that we seem to know the problem, why we are not making the progress we're supposed to make. We seem to know why, if we make the small progress we make, after some time we'll go back on it. We'll do one step forward, then we'll do 5 or 10 steps backward. Then before we will recover again to do further step, time is going. Now, I want everybody listening now to consider and think about this seriously. Before we will make any further inroad in this our struggle, we have to put will in place. We must have to decide modus operandi. We have to define the rules. There must be rule of engagement and how this struggle will be policed. If not, we will continue to face challenges and debate about challenges, having meetings or communities and we need to define what we want, put a way in place that will checkmate anybody, no matter who and no matter how high the person is, no matter how long the person has been in this struggle. We have to put that regime in place. That this is what they call what is the word they use here, the red line that you have to cross. Whenever you cross that red line, then we define the sanction. Remember, you have crossed this red line. This is the sanction, and the sanction must apply regardless. If we don't do it, we are not going to make any progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So, I will quite agree with you. We have to sanction some people. It's agreed. We are going to sanction some people. We are going to sanction some groups. Any erring individual or group that is not contributing anything positive, we are going to disengage, distance such people. What we want are people, groups that will do better. So, Dr. Jikasa, we are here discussing some of the issues, some of the hindrances that beset this our struggle. We iron them out. We try to provide some solutions. So, what is your take on this? Dr. Jika? Wait, let me see. Since I am looking this on side, let me see.
I don't know what's wrong with Dr. Ejika's system. When you come now, it will become noise. I don't know.
No,
Is he using WhatsApp? Is he using Messenger or Skype or what?
Dr. Ejika, please, turn off the webcam. He's on cam, and then it's affected. Let me see. Jude okay.
He left his video on. That is the problem. He left his video on.
I will find out where it is. Don't worry, let me see. Wait, I will find out where it's coming from.
This is a national radio program. It says how would you wasting their time?
Okay, yeah, I've muted him. So the noise was coming from Dr. Ejika's side. Clear. So I've muted him. It's on microphone. So this was redesigned now. That's why you say we have to go on Skype, so that once anybody is discovered to be disturbing so much, and then get the person disengaged. Okay, Dr. Ejika, can you hear me now? Let me see. Okay, let me go to Benue State, Makode. Uchenna, okay, you're there with us. Hello, Uchenna. It appears, hold on, please, let me check some of the connection is very well. I mentioned a lot of microphone there. Sorry, please. Uchenna, okay, can you hear me now? Hello, Uchenna, okay. Sorry, please. Okay, the entire noise is coming from Dr. Ejika's side. I have succeeded in muting that microphone again. Let me reconnect Jude Chijoke, whom I just disconnected now. Sorry, Jude, I get it back, I think, across to you. Okay, Uchenna, okay, can you hear me now? Wait a bit, let me see. Okay, I think it's better now. Hello, Jude Chijoke, are you there with us? Hello, Jude.
Are you having some noise?
Yeah, I think I'm controlling the noise right now. Jude Chijoke, can you hear me? Let me know those who can hear me. Dr. Gaba, are you online with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Yeah, all is clear. Judy Chijoke cannot hear me. The fault could be from their own side. Likewise, Uchenna, okay. Uchenna, the signal here is very clear. Dr. Ejika's own is clear, except that there's much noise coming from that direction. So that is the problem we are having with him. Okay. Yeah, Tony Moneke, you had wanted to say something, Tony?
No, I was only trying to find out if the noise, there is a noise somewhere disturbing.
Yes, the much noise was coming from Dr. Ejika's angle, but I succeeded in muting his microphone. I would like to let me see if I reconnecting, if the noise would continue. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like what we are saying, the most important thing is that this structure we are putting on the ground now is a saving grace, and then it will make us to to spread our tentacle, and then to make sure that all those our brothers who are in other areas like South region, that are well embraced and to understand, the movement. Like other groups, like what we are saying about other groups. These are, I cannot call them major groups, but I can say they are allied groups. There will be a time when all of them will condescend and come to understand that as far as and as long as there is structure from the main group, they have to abide by it. Not everybody, because if you look at what is happening now, they are only looking for leadership, and you cannot look for leadership when you don't have the weather for leadership. If you are looking for leadership, there must be something that you must show people, that you are qualified, to lead them. And if you just stay outside, or maybe you just come into a family and then you gather some one or two people and call yourself Biafra movement, or call yourself Biafra emancipation, or call yourself Biafra this, Biafra that, and you don't have the weather leader to lead the people and to put down, reasonable structure, you discover that you are wasting your time. But I believe that at the end of the day, these people will eventually come to understand the reality.
Yes, what happened yesterday was Saturday. I had an extensive chat with members of some groups in this our struggle. And I must be honest with you, a good number of them are now finding it, difficult to exist on their own. They are now seeking a word of reconciliation. But the problem is that their leadership do not agree. Their leadership does not agree with the possibility of reconciliation. The fear is that if we eventually come back, take a decision that is binding on everybody, they might likely lose their own influence in their own group. That is true. For example, a week or so ago, somebody called for talking about reconciliation. Somebody is talking about reconciliation, gathering all the groups together. Now, why this person, Uchen Okeke, please check here. I don't know if your baby is crying there. Uchen Okeke.
Okay.
So, yeah, we are not angry. It's a Biafran child, so the Biafran child has a right to disturb us. We welcome.
And then,
yes.
If we don't hear his voice, we wouldn't know he's here, he's there.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, we are not angry. We are just saying they are not to be controlled a bit for those listening to us to hear. Now, this is Uchenna Asibu, that is Omiyomio earlier said well. He wrote a week or so ago on the social media that every stakeholder in this our struggle will come together. All of them should come together. We hold meetings, take decisions that will be binding on everybody. A few hours after he released that post, some people started attacking him, calling him unprintable names. But here was a gentleman who contributed immensely in bringing up their own group. Let me say the IPOB Limited. Now, somewhere along the line, they fell apart, and having discovered that unity is of an essence in this our struggle, he decided to write to some principal actors for us to begin to come together. Soon as that was done, people started, some of these members of the IPOB began, calling him unprintable names, insulting him even from wherever they, I don't know. Some of these things do not help in our struggle. We must be honest to ourselves. But the funny part of it all is that most of these boys who do all this, who make this type of noise, cannot and can never attend any meeting where issues are discussed. The only time we can call them is if we want to drink, if we want to demonstrate, raising our flags on the streets. This is where they will be useful. But for them to come and discuss anything meaningful, yeah, my God, unless you want to kill them before the hour. But yeah, these are the most noisy makers in our midst. We are trying to reform all of you. That is true. So We are here, don't forget, to discuss some of these challenges hindering our onward movement to homeland Biafra. Now, one thing again is this. People have been saying, how come that most of these so-called leaders or groups don't have ordinary office, ordinary one-room office anywhere in Biafra land? Nowhere. The only two groups, let me speak with emphasis now, the only two groups which I know, they say this is our address. Come there. You go there, you see them. The bim-massob that has its headquarters at Ojukwu Memorial Library, Owerri, and the BDA Human Rights, led by Engineer Dr. Innocent Amade, 19 Wedra Road, Owerri. The rest, from customary government to mobbing, from mobbing to IPOB that just painted their house, rented the one room in one painted house somewhere, I don't know. We want people to come back to Biafra and develop us. Only these two that have offices. The rest, where are they? And these are the ones who are solely committed in this our struggle. The rest are just using this our struggle to make money from politicians. That is a problem. Go to social media. Oh, these boys keep on writing. Russia has given somebody 5 million, 15 million. Israel is saying this thing cannot happen. You people are making child's play of our struggle. This is people, right, being encouraged by your leadership, makes our struggle look childish. Very, very ridiculous. So, please, some of these people need to be reformed. They need to be reformed because we have taken much from them. Now, let me go back to Jude Chijoke. Jude, are you there with us or okay? No. The sisters.
You can while the ones who call while they join, they say this is the thing I'm talking about. We keep on more or less going back and forth on one and same thing, which is not helping us. That we do not have a national, let me put it that way. This was in people now we could that we don't have a national body or office, center. This is the center, headquarter of the Biafran agitation. As big as we are as a country, not taking into consideration that we have existed before and recognized by subjects of international law, international relations, and has been a subject of international relation or law ourselves by virtue of the fact that we've been recognized by other independent states. Then we went off and come back, and since 1999 we came back until we renewed this current agitation. Yes, apart from awareness, quite honestly, I cannot say this is the second achievement we have achieved, what we have achieved for the past 20 years plus. It is only awareness. Nothing more. If I am challenging anyone else to tell me, say yes, awareness one. I want someone to come to number two and give it a name of what we have achieved within this 22, 23 years. Or if I call it, if it is 1999, call it 20 years this year. Let's put it that way. For the past 20 years, apart from awareness, number one, can someone please say number two and name what the other things we have achieved? In as much as awareness is an achievement itself, I don't think that it is enough. If you take into consideration the amount of time, energy money and the life that has gone into this our struggle for the past 20 years. When comparatively put it analytically, put it other than as a report card, in gas school, as a man with a report card, but over it is not good enough to have achieved one thing in 20 years. And as I said, compared to the amount of life that has been lost since 1999 to this year, the number of people that are languishing in jails, Mandela, all over Nigeria. Taking into consideration the amount of money, I don't have the figure, and no one will have the figure. But it runs into in fact billions, not even millions. It runs into multi-millions. It's millions in okay, let me put it this way. It runs into hundreds of millions, if not approaching billion naira. That's if you waited for this 20 years. The families that has been ruined, and many other things put into consideration, that we can only say it is only awareness for 20 years, taking into consideration all that has gone into it, is not good enough. We need to re-strategize and move forward. And for we to do that, as I said before, if sanction is not defined and put in place, we are not going to make any headway. And this one saying about when someone say the person will be accused of calling uncreditable name, you ask yourself, who is calling this uncreditable name? Who are they? Who want to do? They are the people who have been schooled, who went to school of name calling, graduated from school of name calling, got jobs in right call it a school or a place of name calling, and working in the field of name calling. So the only thing they know is name calling. Then if you call that person, come here, why are you calling him names? Why are you saying this? They don't know, because they are only following order. They're only repeating what others have said. But anybody in this struggle who is afraid of being called name, a person should get out. If you are afraid of being called name in this struggle, get out. But I'm not saying that to justify name calling. It is, I can say, part and parcel of it. Just like only about mount, and I know if they keep mount, and I know what say about mount, they have to move around. So if you are dedicated, you are want to get yourself involved in this struggle, be prepared for everything from A to Z, including death. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gaba. Now, Dr. Ejika, you are online with us. Hello, Dr. Ejika.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. You have been please try and control your background. Sometimes much noise comes from there, and they get us distracted. Now we are appraising some of the hindrances or challenges we face on our march to homeland Biafra. Yeah. Please, while you are taking your own turn now, try and control your background because there's much noise coming from that axis. Please, sir. Much noise is coming from that axis. And I don't know if Uchenna Okeke is equally online with us right now. Uchenna Okeke. Uchenna, are you there with us? Yeah, if you are not talking, then you log out, because when you log on and leave it open, noise comes from that side and get us distracted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know, you log on and then you're not talking and the noise keeps coming. So please help us.
I put my mic. I was meant to.
Okay. Now, let me go to Dr. Ejika once again. Dr. Ejika, you're with us? Dr. Ejika?
Yeah, I'm already taken.
Okay. Now, we
Can you hear me?
yes, we're hearing you, sir. Yes.
What I want to add, can I speak?
Yeah, go on, sir.
Yeah, thank you, fellow Biafrans. What I have observed, there's two types of Biafrans. The Biafrans who existed before the Civil War and the Biafrans after the Civil War. There are two different sets of people. The Biafrans after the Civil War only talk, but they can't do. Biafrans after the Civil War can't even volunteer their lives, but they talk like Nnamdi Kanu, but they can do nothing. I sent out an invitation for people to volunteer to participate in writing a program to get money from World Bank to fund the rehabilitation of Biafrans from northern Nigeria and Lagos. And up till now, I have not received any volunteers. I asked for people with college degree that work in the bank, people with MBA or masters in economics, in statistics, and any management field. Up to now, I have not received any volunteers. So all of you talk, none of you can do anything. I volunteered for Biafra at the age of 12. I fought in Bonny, I fought in One, I fought in Port Harcourt, I fought in Akwafe, but I am not like any of you. We are different. If we fought in Biafra the way you all are asking for Biafra, Hausa would have killed all the male. The agenda of Hausa was to kill every male above 2 years old. And that's what they did in Onitsha during the war. What they did in Asaba, rather, during the war. They killed every male above 2 years old. And that was the agenda. So it was we in Biafra then, are like you all. Hausa would have killed every one of us. But thank God we are not like you. None of you has, all you do is talk. None of you has volunteered. All I need from you is collect the data. I'm not in Africa. So if you collect the data, I'll be able to analyze it and we write a proposal that anybody can read. Not everybody, that every person in World Bank can read and understand what we are talking about. But none of you has volunteered. And I don't know the reason. And all of you claim you have degrees.
Professor Ejika, excuse me, can I interject, please? Professor Ejika, please. Can I interject?
Yes, but let me stop me. Let me finish. I sent the invitation to everybody, and you must have seen it too. But it's for certain people. Not everybody can write a proposal. I disagree. So go ahead. I have said all I have said.
Okay. Now, what you hold on a second.
Let's go on. Outside have killed one of us. That's all.
Professor Ejika, remember that time don't stand still. I accept that 1966, 1960, 1970 is not the same as today. I accept that. We are talking about a period of 50 years. The world don't start. The United States you live today, the way it is, 1960 or the Second World War, is not the same it is today. That's number one. Number two, if you say volunteer for what? You are talking about writing proposals. Are you setting up a business? Proposals for what? What is it that you say that you are looking for? Asking data to write proposal that the World Bank will accept. Are we setting up a business?
Yeah, I think I understand where he's coming from. 3 days ago, we discussed.
So he has to explain himself. Let me understand.
Yeah, let me explain again.
If you
you understand? You want to make it clearer to me?
Yeah.
Or maybe I am dumb to understand.
No,
what is it? Hold on. Let me ask questions so that you will understand and answer me, so that I will understand your answer as well. One, he said, is volunteers. In which field, for what? What sort of that are you doing? Because I heard him say to write proposal that he World Bank will accept. I don't understand what you mean by that.
Okay. What happened that Dr. Ejika delved into the issue we are not discussing yet, and let me say, which we discussed 2 days ago, and which we agreed on. It is on this issue of relocation that people have to volunteer to draft a kind of roadmap for this relocation. But what we are discussing here is the challenges facing our struggle. But Dr. Ejika brought this one in, which was not in line with what we are discussing right now. So, Dr. Ejika, I agree with you that you didn't understand where you were coming from. But Dr. Ejika just brought that one in. It's not part of our discussion right now. This is what happened. Yeah, so what Dr. Ejika is saying is not within the frame of what we are discussing right now. First and foremost, we are talking about challenges facing our struggle. Now, when we are through with this, we talk on what Dr. Ejika was saying. How people are going to draw a roadmap for our brothers in Lagos or elsewhere who want to relocate to Biafra land and possibly get all this to World Bank or ADB or whatever to sponsor such market. This is where he was going, but it was too untimely. Now let me
That
was honestly that was going to do the Biafran struggle.
He's asking for a business proposal. Okay,
not a
business. Let them give him business plan, business proposals. Let him set up a business. We are talking about how to set up a state. We are not talking about setting up a business. I know that the economic aspect of it will be carried out, but I'm not happy.
Yeah,
please, can I come in here?
Tony, hold on, please. Tony, hold on. Let me take talk from others who have not said anything. Did okay, yeah, with us? You cannot tell me, not even to. Okay, Tony, more over to you.
Yeah, because I just want to touch on these two issues now. Dr. Gemba, please don't get too much angry over the issue. And then we are already online. Like what Ikenna said, maybe this is a discussion they had, which will come up later. Unfortunately, he brought it in here. Yes. And this is not what we are discussing now at this particular time. The second thing I want to say about what Dr. Ejika was talking about. Yes, it is true that we have, let me go back to what Dr. Ejimba said before Dr. Ejika, commented on this. Yes, we have had this struggle since 1999 to 2000 till now. Yeah, you might be looking at it that nothing is really happening, but I will tell you that something is really happening. Take, for instance, if you look at all the countries that have struggled for independence, it took so many of them 30 to 40 years to come to realism. You see, what we are doing now is gradual process, and we are sensitizing people. Gradual process. Okay, look at it. If you go back 5 years ago, the structure we have today, we are not there. But today, there are structures all over. These are part of the development for that period of 20 years we are talking about. By the time we get up to 25 years to 30 years, that is, if it is going to be up to that, you see that all the structures and everything that is required to get our independence will be in place. So, to get independent is not something that we are going to fight immediately and kill ourselves for. It is a gradual process. Just like what Ejika said. You see, if we follow the tone of IPOB, if we had followed this tone of IPOB, 1967 to 1970, definitely no single Igbo male will be surviving today. We would have been wiped off. And if you see the spate of killings that is going on, you understand me, you will discover that it is not only, because of the kind of agitation they are having that has propelled that. And compared to what Your Excellency, the way he is handling the whole situation. So we are doing everything accordingly. And we are doing everything based on the fact that, we are now matured mind. Yes, that's all right. You fought the war. We are all in the war. We know what the war was all about. Nobody was a kid at that time. But we have to follow things, systematically. Then, if it comes in the issue of proposal, yes, we have a lot of letters in Biafra land. Even within this struggle, even His Excellency, everybody is well educated. A proposal can be written, but this time around, there should be a time when all these people will be involved. Then you will now explain what type of proposal do you want? How do you want this proposal to be drafted? I bet you somebody will take it up and he will do a perfect job. For Dr. Ikemba, because take it easy. We're online and just shed your angry annoyance and all that. You will be explained. And then for Ikenna, moderator, please, when issues like this is discussed, once in a while, if it is possible that you let the crew members to know about it, that will also serve as a better.
Yeah, Tony, the problem is that sometimes I must be frank with you. Some crew members don't take note of our posts. They only join us to make broadcasts. But the topics we are posted as early as 6 a.m. today. Posted as early as 6 a.m. today. So there is no reason why any member of the crew would say that he or she did not get the topic of the day. So please, just like somebody was asking me what's the topic, something that was posted as early as 6 a.m. today. There's no justification. There is no excuse why any member of the crew would not have access to it. So, however, we are discussing some of the challenges. And some of the challenges, let me say, are in this our struggle. Let me say it on air. We have some idiots. Some people who are not supposed to be called human beings. Just like one cerebral idiot. A good for nothing human creature. It's an animal in human form who is here to exhibit, lack of family training or background, whose father must continue to regret at any point in time, and who will end up as a non-entity, called Ortega, Chinedu, Obishi, or whatever he's called himself. In this our struggle, these are some of the people that we want to discharge if we must move forward. Somebody like him will be compared to work in the Biafran zoo whenever we get to Biafra land. Because the way he behaves, he doesn't show that he is a human being at all. But you quite understand because, like we have always said, there are some insane people in Biafra land. And for these people, we are going to build a psychiatric hospital when we get back to Biafra land. That is absolute. So let him insult those who are, making some suggestions or what have you. We understand his own type of person, and that's what he can do. Let us play a little music on that. So what we are saying in effect is this. I don't know, Uchenna Okeke, are you with us? Now, so what we are saying in effect is this. If you are for Biafra, you must have your office in Biafra. You must concentrate in Biafra land. We must do anything possible in Biafra land and not running in exile, moving up and down, making a noise. Yeah, Uchenna, over to you. We have been expecting you to hear your voice. We are talking about challenges in this our struggle. What and what? Apart from the virus that are some IPOB boys who always go and dirty any white environment, like this no human creature, for an animal, a human for called Ortega Chinedu OBC. You know, apart from this, is the only food we are celebrating today. The rest of the people are suggesting something that will move Biafra forward. So, what are some of these challenges you think that are hindering our forward movement to Biafra land?
I think the ability to come together and form our one agenda on this issue. And I think we shouldn't allow either one or two groups to be an obstacle on our way to Biafra land. So we have to, just like Dr. Egemba said, if somebody is there and he's not ready to join a group, and so that we have one common agenda that will champion our idea, I think we should sideline such a group and continue marching ahead. Just like Omiyomio said within the week, I mean last week, he was suggesting that we should come together, forgive, be forgivable, and allow everything to go behind us. That was the suggestion. But then the authority concerned, the people that constituted that group, we all that their intention and their mission why the group was constituted. It was not just because wasn't for their actualization. It's just for their selfish interest. That is why it can be called for unity. They keep kicking against it because it's going to flop. It's going to fight against their heavily share their personal intention. And so I know that Dr. Egemba has been working on there's a program at hand in which they are working on how to bring all the groups together. And I believe my the leader of the Mazov, bim-massob, Chief of Torah of the is always free to work with any group at all that are ready, that have the same agenda, the same ideology, but it is to move them forward. And I think that it is not always open to welcome any group that is ready for this. So we suggest that we should sideline any group who is not ready to cooperate. When this institution is being organized, and I believe that when we do this, that we have a common and champions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the truth is this: we have a lot of non-human things in our struggle. And when human beings are mixed up with non-human things, there tend to be a kind of drawback. You know, when we discuss issues that will bring progress, some people who know nothing but backwardness, try to throw spanners in our midst. Some people have a leader that siphoned their resources and ran into exile. Never, let me repeat, never to come back. Ran into exile, and from there ranting, talking and talking. People still keep on believing. I don't know why. Some people tried and shouted a referendum to deceive their people. They put referendum on election day to deceive the gullibles, such non-human things, such thoughtless human beings like this man called Ortega Chinedu OBC. These are the fools we have in Biafra land. People that can never reason very, very well. These are the people who are being breastfed. Some of these people who are jobless, those of them who are brigands. When they see something good, they don't understand. The only thing they understand is when they see darkness and follow it. Now, these are the people, when you snap picture with somebody from Lebanon and tell them he's a German or American, they begin to clap for you. Because to them, to this Ortega Chinedu OBC, anybody that is white complexioned is a white man. This is a problem. You go out, you snap picture with an idiot somewhere who is white complexion. You show this picture to somebody like Otega Chinedu, you see, he will begin to clap with you. Oh, he has joined the members of the United Nations. You see, these are the people we must send back to the hospital to regain their health, when the time for Biafra comes. We are taking much notes. So if you like, some of you keep on believing on a runaway leader or whatever. So, I don't mention anybody's name, but if your leader is a leader, if your leader is a runaway person, you should understand what I mean. But for us, we are here, gentlemen, to tell you that our leader, the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike, is on ground in Biafra land. Go to Biafra land, see the wonderful superstructures he is putting in place. Some of these superstructures will serve as Biafra's administrative blocks. We have our everything you can think of. Take it or leave it. It will boil down on Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike. To those of you who still do not agree, you are living in delusion. You are living in delusion. The game is up. The game is up. The only thing people can do is this relentless, ceaseless noise making. Only noise making, shouting, eating offensala, drinking beer, killing goats. Oh, come on, that is madness. That is madness. That is not freedom fighting. Freedom fighting is not noise making. If you like, carry Biafran flag to anywhere you like in Europe, in Italy, or whatever you call it. Carry Biafran flag to anywhere. You are rather wasting your time. Lifting Biafran flag every time cannot guarantee us freedom. No. You are a fan club, we understand. You are a fan club. Take our flag, move anywhere you like. Go to London, Ireland, Spain, Italy, anywhere. Keep on demonstrating. Then once people demonstrate at all, what happened? Oh, there will be no election in Biafra land. There will be no this, there will be no that. At the end of the day, what happened? Come on. Why can't some of you be reasonable? What we are trying to say is this. Biafra is with us. And the group that is giving us Biafra is the Biafra Independent Movement and the Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign State of Biafra under His Excellency Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike. And let me tell you, if you are talking about a leader in exile, you must be wasting time. There is nothing like a leadership in exile. Anybody in exile has run away, and that brings it to an end. Tony Monek, over to you.
No, what I'm trying to say is that we know there are some, unscrupulous elements that we try as much as possible to distort our movement. And then let me just tell you another thing. Even the leader they are talking about, if not because the Buhari brought him and made him what he is today, nobody knows him. And then at the same time, this guy you are calling now that is writing and saying all kind of rubbish, by the time you start mentioning his name, he becomes a hero to other people. So I think the best thing is to ignore him and put him in his
we give him his own label. It's a bad market. We are just telling our people, wherever they see him, they should know it's a bad market and have nothing to offer.
The name should not be mentioned because we don't need his name. Yeah. And then by the time we start mentioning his name,
even the name is not a Facebook name. It's a Facebook name. Such a person has no identity. So yes, he has no identity.
So let us not make hero out of him. We don't need any foolish person to disturb.
Yes, we have a lot of them in Biafra land. Like we have always said, when we get to Biafra land, some of them will work in our zoo. They will work in our zoo. Yeah, that is where they will fit in. They work in our zoo. We know them very, very well because they cannot do anything seller. So this is what we are saying, and Biafrans should bear it in mind. We have gone beyond referendum or sit at home. Sit at home was what the bim-massob family carried out in 2004. For anybody to be thinking of sit at home now, it's just bringing back the 20th century down to this 21st century. You see, these are people who don't move forward, who don't even know that time moves forward. They always think backwards. And of course, there's sympathy for them. There is a funeral for them anyway. This is what we are saying. Don't forget, we are broadcasting to you from the studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority from the city of Munich, Germany. We are live with you. I am Ikenna Ubiagono, your moderator today. So, gentlemen, fellow distinguished Biafrans, you know what is hindrance, you know what is the stumbling block. These are the challenges we are facing. When you don't have any office in Biafra land, there is a stumbling block in our struggle. If your group has no office, nothing, there is a stumbling block. Already, we are reaching out to members of the international community, Biafrans in diaspora, and to God be the glory, we are coming together to face a common challenge. To any particular group that doesn't want to be part of this particular unity discussions, we tell them to hell. They are quite unimportant in our struggle. They only make noise. At every given moment of opportunity, you see them shouting all things, Salah and what have you, and this and that. Yeah, look, we have. Let us move forward. We can't be drawing ourselves back from time to time. We can't be talking all the time. We come here to talk only once or twice in a week when it becomes necessary. We don't shout. We discuss issues. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, for listening to that particular discourse. Now, let us go to another business of the day. And we have to make it brief to the monarchy. There are some people who still live in delusion. What we have to tell them is this. There is only one leader in Biafra land. Let my people hear. There is only one leader, with emphasis, only one leader after Ojukwu, and that leader is Chief Dr. Rap Wazirike. Go to Google, go to Wikipedia. He is referred as Biafran president. Go and confirm I didn't put it. Any other person is a group leader. That is what they call any other person, group leader. The only Biafra leader that is known worldwide is Chief Dr. Rap Wazirike. Any other person is an appendage. Any other person is an appendage. A kind of jigger. You know what is jigger? In those days. Or they make any here we hear this for virus. So, but we still welcome them to discuss. At least they still breathe, so we can call them human beings. So, and now we have the seat of power. We have the seat of power at Owerri. We have the Biafra headquarters right now at Owerri, where His Excellency Chief Dr. Rap Wazirike is operating from, issued instructions, and this is where he stays and receives emissaries from foreign powers, foreign countries. That's what it was about it. Those who do not understand should go close to Owerri and see what the flurry of activities there. Go there and see flurry of activities, see what is on ground, see the structures on ground. Of course, very, very soon, in less than 2 weeks, our FM frequency modulation and the Biafran Television Authority will be broadcasting right away from Owerri. Then you know we are serious. Show us your own. It's not enough to exist on internet. It doesn't make any meaning. It's not enough to shout. Okay, I think I will be repeating. So what we are saying is this. We have only one government of Biafra, and there can never be two at a time. And it is manned by Chief Dr. Rap Wazirike. This is what we know. The rest people should queue behind us, and that is true. To the monarchy, let me spray a little bit of the Biafran Christian music to entertain ourselves. Now, let me know if Jude Chijoke is online with us. Jude, are you there? Okay, all along we have been trying to reach you. Sometimes it was due to connectivity. Now, you have been hearing or listening to our discussion on some of the hindrances that, tend to slow our movement towards Biafra land. And we pointed out some of them, more especially some of these boys, viruses, or people who don't have anywhere in Biafra, none of them. So, what and what do you think, in your own opinion, are the hindrances, challenges we are having in Biafra in our struggle?
Yeah, thank you very much. I will just make it simple due to we are in short of time. I think the most challenges that we are having now is unable to speak with one voice, if you ask me. And this actually came from a particular group, you know, which their leaders seems to have misled a lot of them over a long time now, and they find it difficult in admitting the truth. But to me, I think the best is always for us to move on without any person who is not ready to come to the unity of freedom fighters, because the Biafra freedom fighters have been making efforts to ensure that they call every of the freedom fighters together for a single purpose. But presently, it seems a particular people believe that they know it all, despite all they have said, and a lot of them, could not come to pass. Well, to me, I always said that we have come a long way, and we can't afford to give excuse as a failure. Just like Chief Dr. Ralph was the leader that started this struggle since 1999. When he started it, we knew the support he got from our late leader, and then presently to today, we have achieved a lot. And I believe it's just a question of time we are going to get to our destination. So in the times of challenges, someone came and break out a lot of people and misled the youth. Eventually, it took a lot of the youth, into believing that Biafra is just is it akara and bread, something you can get in under 3 hours or under 3 months, just like you normally say. But eventually, it didn't come that way. A lot of things that he has planned has, completely fall, and so they just became a kind of, an interruption that, causing problem in this struggle. Even presently, a lot of people, began to regain their senses after the election, believing that things are going to bounce back to normal. All of a sudden, he appears on the news again, and you see people, so at times it's just funny. It's funny, but I believe that we are going to get to our destination, because if you are current on air, you are following online, and you find out that the main originator of the struggle, which is Chief Dr. Ralph the leader of the bim-massob, if you are following online, you will find out that it's a lot of numerous achievements and the structures and a lot of other governmental instruments and that has been put on ground, which I believe is just a question of time. We are going to start our broadcast in the FM, just like the other part of words, and all these things was achieved through non-violence means. But someone else will tell you that our precondition have been signed, sealed, and delivered. All of a sudden, you hear that there's a warrant to arrest the same person. So it is all quite clear that we are heading to the final destination, and we are moving with our own people that agreed. The people that doesn't believe in this struggle, we are leaving them behind. We are moving forward. So to me, like I've always said, it's unable to speak with a voice, but I believe by the time we launch and start our broadcast, and we're able to penetrate and get to the rural area, the villages, our people can be able to hear us. I believe that we are going to make much more progress, and our people will realize the truth. Like we have been telling them for the past 2.5 years or so that this broadcast has been running. So that is my own stake on this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jude. You know, ndị Igbo si na ebe a na-agwọ nshi anya anaghị etinye ya ose. You know, we are doing everything humanly possible to reinvent our people, to make them understand what freedom is all about, to make them understand that freedom fighting is not a child's play. It does not mean carrying flag up and down, making noise, marching on the streets of Europe or Africa. Freedom is far from that. Freedom means planning. You have a purpose, you have a mission. You sit back and get the eggheads. Brilliant people, you discuss with them, draw out a roadmap and follow it up religiously, one after the other. This is what freedom is all about. Freedom is as you prepare the enabling ground in your own homeland, you as well try to reach out to the international community, make friends of the international community. When we talk about making friends with the international community, we do not mean when you go out there, after drinking somewhere, you snap picture with a white man or a white woman and post on Facebook and call the person a diplomat, like it happened somewhere some time ago, where a certain tout from Turkey was brought down to one remote end in Biafra land and was called a Turkish diplomat. So, if you snap picture with a white man, it doesn't make any meaning. It's not part of our struggle. That white man who gave you a bottle of drink, you snap picture with him, it has no bearing. Or maybe you dress up, you go to one particular mansion, stand in front of it, and then snap pictures. Then you post on Facebook, tell us you went to United Nations. It's not like that. I live in Europe. I know United Nations is somewhere in America, in New York. So when you come to Europe here, you go to one, fine edifice, you snap pictures in front of it, you post to people, I don't know who those who have never crossed the Niger Bridge. You will go say Hassan here, United Nations building, and then it deceive them. It's not good. It's not good. Or maybe when you stay in your own one-room apartment, you say everything. Then you go outside and snap picture in front of one particular building, put your signpost and say it is your own. It's not the way. Freedom is beyond all this rubbish. Stop making our struggle to look like a child's play. The international community is laughing at us. Or today you say, oh, Israel has given somebody $5 million. Russia has given somebody $15 million. Israeli Prime Minister has said, this is don't help us. This is childish play. We don't want all these things. It's not part of our struggle. Their struggle is take care of the people at home, go into agriculture, so that in the event of any eventuality, we shall resort to our own food produce. Make sure we have electricity being generated 24 hours. We have water to drink. In case of emergency, we wouldn't be looking for water to drink. Make sure we have our functional hospitals, multiple roads. This is part of the revolution. We compel our legislators to make sure that all our seaports, all our airports are functioning. This is part of the revolution. We make sure we build houses, hostels that will accommodate our people when they return. We make sure that we build our secretariat so that when Biafra is pronounced, we know where to carry out administrative works. This is part of the revolution. Revolution means having a functional network system, like we are installing somewhere at Owerri now, Biafran television, Biafran FM station, which is going to start operating in the next 1 to 2 weeks. This is part of the revolution. Revolution means using your men to control traffic in Biafra land, bring order, sanity. This is part of the revolution. Revolution does not mean just broadcast as I'm doing here now. I am talking, of course, but our men are on ground working. I am not the leader, and I cannot be the leader. So I am here to disseminate information, to moderate issues, while those who are working are there in Biafra land working. If you're a leader, you cannot be talking every day on radio. No leader talks every time on the radio. If the leader occupies himself his time on the radio talking and talking, then who does the job? Who does the job? Why can't we be honest to ourselves? Who does the job? It's just like in any country now, you see the president talking on radio every time broadcasting. How can somebody who claims to be president of the nation be broadcasting? It's not part of the revolution. It looks like just a child's play. What touts and brigands will just do anywhere in a remote jungle. This is not revolution. Revolution is not insulting our elders. Revolution is not eating offense salad or whatever you call it. Revolution is not misbehaving on the streets. Every time you go naked, take this white powder and rub yourself and begin to cause confusion in the streets. This is not revolution. Revolution does not mean compelling our women to go naked on the streets when the very person on whose side they were going naked was somewhere hiding. That is not revolution. Revolution means you must be sincere to your people. Revolution means if your people contribute money, you make use of this money appropriately and channel their money to something purposeful. This is what revolution is all about. Revolution does not mean when this money comes in the name of defense fund, you channel it somewhere else and then begin to enjoy it and they cause confusion and people continue to die. That is not revolution. Revolution is that you must be honest, open-minded, easygoing, approachable. This is revolution. Revolution does not mean you wall yourself round. Nobody can approach you. You begin to talk to us from somewhere. We only hear your voice, we cannot see you. And then you look for an opportunity to come to Biafra land and answer a hero. That is not revolution. Revolution is come back home, struggle with the people. Think of those who have carried out revolution. They existed, they lived with the people. They never hid themselves in faraway Europe or America or wherever. The rest we have there are the diaspora people. Then they contribute. But if you say you are the leader of the revolution, you have to go back to the place where it is happening. You don't have to hide. Day by day, continue to say you're a leader. Which leadership are you controlling? That is not part of our revolution. This is what we are telling our people. We must be conscious of what we say and what we do. We must stop hoodwinking our people, playing on our people's sensibilities, saying the same thing over and over again, from year to year, the same storyline, promise and fail. It will happen today. When today comes, or it's no longer possible today, it's not tomorrow. And if tomorrow comes, it's no longer possible tomorrow. It becomes next tomorrow, till infinity. We continue to say the same thing. What people have done in the past and forgotten, now you want to rebrand it as if it is your own making. What do you want to rebrand? Is it a referendum that is gone and gone forever? What are you going to rebrand? Is it the stay at home we consider obsolete? Stay at home is quite obsolete. It's no longer functioning in modern revolution. If you want to know what revolution is all about, go to Catalonia and see what they are doing. If you want to know what revolution is all about, go to Algeria and see what they are doing. They march down to the government house. They block the streets and say nothing would happen. This president must only resign. That is revolution. You don't talk of revolution when you continue to walk up and down, eating and drinking in gardens of Europe and America. You say you cannot a revolution. When you go and hide yourself sometime in Israel, sometime in London, you say you are cannot a revolution. It's not part of a revolution at all. That is not revolution. Revolution means you have to go home, deal with the people, stay with them, feed their poor, how they are suffering, feed their predicaments. That is what is called a revolution. So that when you start, you have followers. You don't have to be hoodwinking people. They're gullibles, who don't understand anything. You say you have followers. Who are your followers? A gathering of idiots, motley crowd, who can never reason. And you say you have people. Then when a meeting of minds is called, nobody will be represented. You are afraid of getting yourself involved in a debate. You are afraid of coming to face men like you. And yet you say you are this, you are that. When it's time to talk, you cannot come out. When a meeting is called somewhere, you will not put up appearance. You continue to run from pillar to post. And you call yourself a revolutionary. We have gone beyond all these things. We have gone beyond all these things. We have to reinvent ourselves. I don't know, Uchenna Okeke, are you online with us right now? Uchenna Okeke, no. Okay, Uchenna is not there. Of course, Dr. Gamba is still with us. Dr. Gamba, I don't know if you have anything to add because we are coming to the end of this broadcast.
I've heard what you said. I don't want to overlabor the issue again. To make it simple and straightforward, for us to move forward, which all of us want, everybody is interested with everybody wants us to move forward. We need to do or correct certain things or do certain things right. Because if we continue to make the same mistake over and over, we are not going to get a new, different result. First and foremost, let us define exactly what actually do we want. And if I tell you now that if in terms of an articulated, united one document, as if what is it we want in a simple A4 paper, 2 pages, 3 pages, this is our basic distance that is generally agreed on. Here everybody is looking, pointing to life. You know, you have a business plan. Now, if you want to set up a business, you have a business plan. That, with the help of that business plan, you go approach your bank manager, defend that business plan. If not your bank manager, anybody who want to fund you, you want say this is what I want to achieve. They will ask you questions. They will probe you. Those figures, do they add up or don't they add up? How do you intend to make a profit of this within 2 years? You know what I mean? In the same manner, we need to articulate what actually do we want. Number one, define the destination where you are going. Then you map out the route. How are we going to get there? Then you stick to that route. Then get highway. You know, highway police. Highway police. I think what is it called? The highway police or traffic police. Let me put it in a simple term. Traffic police. Their purpose is to be on the road. If someone is getting missing direction or whatever, police they will stop police. Or when police notice that someone is running helter-skelter now, but you don't know the direction or the person don't know where he is going, police will step in. Hey, come here, stop the person. Are you all right? Have you missed your way? Yes. Where do you want to go? He said, oh, sorry, you are taking the wrong turn. This is the turn you need to take. No, you are going in the wrong direction. This is the direction you need to do. He will thank you, they redirect you and go on. Having said this, that is in summary what I mean is that one, we have to define exactly what we want. Bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4. Umu Biafra. Or in her culture, achieve between that. Yes, that's number 1. 2, how do we achieve it? That is the plan. You put it in place. How do we do it? Now, then that's enough. That is not enough. Then you put a sanction regime in place and a whip that will guide people when they are going astray. Law, without people disobeying law, there will be no law in the first place. There is rule, there is sanction, because people are bound to disobey rule. Therefore, there is a sanction in place to correct them. There is a whip in place to whip them into order. That is what I want everybody to think about it. Challenge me. Let us debate it. Let us define exactly what we want. How do we want to get to where we want to get to? And
how do we take care of anybody who want to derail, push us left, push us right, or want us to take unnecessary, deadly, unproductive turn that will take us back or take us longer? That is what we need to do. If I want you to challenge me, if we don't define what you want, how we want to do it and how we do it, then what are we? Then we will continue to go round and round and round and round and round. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Actually, we must define what, of course, I must say we have already defined it, and some people have accepted it, but there are people who still do not understand. And these are the people we are going to work on, and we must work on them.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, this is Jude Chijeki. I believe you have said it all from the little words and advice, including the little that Dr. Chukwumegemba has been able to, emphasize, because he made a lot of emphasis, that we must get it right. So, like I've always said, we have gone a very long way, to stop any place or to stop at anything less than Biafra. I believe we are on the right track, and I believe that there is no other way that we could have, there is no other way that we could have, as in gotten to where we are today, or there is no other way that we could have do it than the way that we are doing it today. Because a lot of things that we are experiencing today eventually was said by Chief Dr. Ralph Mozurike years ago. He told us at a time like this, such kind of breakout, people will break out from the group, and eventually they will want to overrun the group. They will go and soil themselves into politicians collecting money, believing that they can. But he said we are still going to experience more. From the way I see it, we are still going to experience more of betrayals and what have you. But eventually, he said we are going to overcome all these things, and at the last, Biafra will come, and Biafra will be for all. So I think I respect him, and that is the true symbol of a leader. Despite everything that, all the castigation, all the insults, he has always advised us not to abuse, not to. But not everyone can, condone such. But that shows as the true symbol of a leader, even from the what is being put on ground, it simply shows that we are moving forward. So to me, I wouldn't want a situation where we give too much attention to a few bad eggs that are, drawing us back. I believe that it's a question of time. A lot of them knows that we are going to move forward with them or without them. So to me, I believe we're on the right track, and I believe that we have actually done justice to this, these topics. I believe that on our next podcast, we should be able to be emphasizing on more how we are going to get to the remote areas in Biafra land, how we are going to get to the women in the village, how we are going to get to the creeks, into the areas where a lot of people are, haven't gotten the gospel of Biafra. Understanding what Biafra is, understanding what Biafra, the purpose why we are fighting for Biafra. We are not fighting with guns, we are not fighting with any arms or any ammunition. We are non-violence, and we are going to keep to that. So the point has always been there, and we have always emphasized on this particular issue, believing that as time goes on, we are going to start the broadcast, into the FM, and then ensure that we get to other remote areas, because this is the only way we can be able to get our people, back on track. This is the only way we can be able to convince more souls, because a lot of people still believe that they have a leader which is in somewhere in London, and one day is going to come back. breathing hell that is going to consume the same people he is trying to set free. So the point has always been there. I believe that it's just a question of time. We are going to get through. We are going to bring back our people back to their senses. I'm talking of the ones that that have been misled. I believe that we are going to achieve this. It's a question of time. Thank you very much. You can once more.
Thank you so much, Jude. You have said it all. We have identified the bad eggs. We have known the fools in our midst, and we are taking note of everything. When we get to our homeland, Biafra, we shall sort things out. We thank you, fellow Biafrans, for being with us for the past 2.5 hours almost. We have really done our best for the evening. We don't spend eternity overflowing issues. We have given you our messages. We have heard you. You have equally heard us. From time to time, we shall bring you the news. From time to time, we shall bring you the updates. From the studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority under the auspices of the bim-massob family, led by his able leadership, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike. We say thank you all. We thank you, Jude, for being with us. Uchenna, who could not reach us due to some reasons I don't know. To Valentine, who joined us from Port Harcourt. To Tony from Germany here. Especially to Dr. Egemba, who joined from London. And Dr. Ejrika from the States of America. And to very many other people whose words were very encouraging. We thank all of you 1,000 times. We shall continue to serve you because Biafra belongs to all of us and not to an individual. We thank you for being part of the program. May God bless you.